Giant tuna, especially species such as bluefin and yellowfin, are impressive and highly valued fish in the seafood market. With the ability to grow to over 3 meters in length and weigh over 600 kilograms, giant tuna have become a symbol of the power of the sea. Giant tuna are not only an attractive challenge for anglers, but also play an important role in the global economy, especially in the fishing and seafood processing industry. Giant tuna are widely distributed throughout the tropical and subtropical seas of the world. Common areas include the North Atlantic, Pacific and Indian Oceans, where tuna find ideal habitats and abundant food sources such as small fish, squid and shrimp. Economically, giant tuna are one of the most commercially valuable fish species. Tuna meat, especially the belly, known as toro in Japanese cuisine, is highly valued, especially in high-end sushi restaurants. Because of its high economic value, giant tuna fishing activities have flourished, but at the same time it has posed great challenges in terms of conservation and management of marine resources. Bluefin tuna is one of the most famous tuna species and is also the largest species in the tuna family. They can grow up to 3 meters in length and weigh more than 600 kilograms. Bluefin tuna have a plump, silvery blue body, with sharp dorsal and tail fins. This fish usually lives in the North Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, moving seasonally between tropical and temperate waters. Bluefin tuna are famous for their ability to swim fast and far, with speed. Speeds reaching up to 70 kilometers per hour, thanks to their aerodynamic body structure and special blood circulation system that helps maintain a higher body temperature than the surrounding water. Yellowfin tuna, also known as yellowfin tuna, is a medium-sized tuna, with a length of up to 2 meters and a weight of about 200 kilograms. This fish has an elongated body, with a characteristic yellow dorsal and pelvic fins, making him easily distinguishable from other tuna species. Yellowfin tuna are distributed mainly in tropical and subtropical waters around the world. They often migrate with ocean currents, and are a popular tuna species in the commercial fishing industry, due to their fast growth rate and abundance. Big-eye tuna is a medium-sized tuna, but has some unique biological characteristics. As the name suggests, big-eye tuna have larger eyes than other tuna species, which gives them the ability to see clearly at great depths and in low light conditions. Big-eye tuna usually live at depths of 200 to 500 meters and are widely distributed throughout tropical and subtropical waters. Although not as large as bluefin tuna, big-eye tuna is still a fish with high economic value, especially in the frozen seafood processing industry. Fishing for giant tuna requires specialized equipment to ensure that the angler can cope with the size and strength of this fish. Here is the necessary equipment: rod and reel. The rod must be strong enough to withstand the weight of the tuna, usually a rod with high durability and high drag capacity. The reel must also be strong and durable. Once tuna are caught, they need to be processed and stored immediately to prevent spoilage. On modern fishing vessels, tuna are usually cooled using a rapid cooling system or ice. Some vessels also have deep freezing systems to immediately store tuna at very low temperatures, preserving the freshness of the fish until it is processed. After being caught and stored on board, the tuna are transported to the processing plant. The transportation process must be done carefully to avoid spoilage. Fishing vessels often have continuous refrigeration systems, or the tuna will be transferred to ice. Filled tanks to maintain low temperatures throughout the transportation. Once the tuna is transported to the processing plant, it will go through several stages of handling and processing to create different products. This process includes receiving and quality control, preliminary processing, and finished product processing. When tuna are transported to the processing plant, they will go through several stages of handling and processing to create different products. This process includes receiving and quality control. Preliminary processing, finished product processing, and packaging. The tuna processing process begins with the receipt of tuna from the fishing vessel. The plant needs to have strict procedures in place to ensure that the tuna meets quality standards before processing begins. When the tuna are delivered to the plant, they will be inspected and weighed to determine the total yield. Each tuna will be assigned a code number to track throughout the processing process. This helps ensure traceability, an important requirement in the modern food industry. The tuna will be thoroughly inspected to ensure that they are of the highest quality. Factors such as size, weight, flesh color, and freshness of the fish will be evaluated. If the tuna does not meet quality standards, it may be discarded or processed into lower value products. Quality control is an important step to ensure that only the best tuna are allowed to proceed to further processing. Once the tuna have been inspected and accepted, they will be put through the preliminary processing process, which includes cleaning, fleshing, and grading. The tuna will be cleaned by thoroughly washing to remove impurities and bacteria. The tuna will then be gutted. To remove the internal organs. This process must be done carefully so as not to damage the fish meat. Once the tuna has been cleaned, the next step is fleshing. The tuna meat will be separated from the skin and bones, leaving only the best meat. This process requires a high level of technique to ensure that no bones or skin remain in the meat, which is especially important when the tuna is used for sushi or sashimi. The flesh after being fleshed will be graded according to quality. Tuna meat can be divided into different grades based on the color, freshness, and texture of the meat. The best cuts of meat will be used for high-end products such as sashimi, while other cuts of meat can be used for canning or processing into other products. Tuna after being processed can be processed into many different types of products, depending on market demand and the technology of the factory. One of the most popular products from tuna is canned tuna. The canning process begins with steaming or grilling the tuna to cook the meat. Then the meat will be chopped and packed into cans with oil, brine or sauce. The cans of tuna will then be sealed and sterilized to extend the shelf life. For the fresh tuna market, the factory will process the tuna by cutting it into small portions to suit the needs of restaurants and supermarkets. Tuna meat can be sliced into thin slices for sashimi, or cut into cubes for sushi. These tuna cuts are then stored in a cold environment to maintain their freshness until they reach consumers. In addition to canned tuna and fresh tuna, the factory can also process other tuna products such as fish sausages, fish cakes, or fish oil. These products are often made from tuna cuts that do not meet the standards for sashimi or sushi, but still have high nutritional value. In the tuna processing industry, quality standards and food safety are important factors to ensure that the product meets the requirements and is safe for consumers. Tuna processing plants must comply with many strict regulations and standards at both national and international levels to ensure food quality and safety. Tuna is a large fish with high economic value, widely distributed throughout the world's seas. Tuna belongs to the family of mackerel, Scombridae, and includes many different species, the most prominent of which are bluefin tuna, yellowfin tuna, and big-eye tuna. These fish are not only favored by top chefs but also play an important role in the global seafood economy. Tuna is a fast-swimming fish with a long, muscular body. They have a special circulatory system that allows them to maintain a higher body temperature than the surrounding water temperature, which helps tuna swim quickly and hunt effectively. A tuna can reach up to 3 meters in length and weigh more than 600 kilograms, especially the bluefin tuna. Tuna is capable of migrating far in search of food and spawning grounds. They migrate with ocean currents and often gather in warm water areas where there is an abundance of food sources such as small fish, squid and shrimp. Tuna are present in most of the world's seas, from the Atlantic, Pacific to the Indian Ocean. Tropical and subtropical waters are the ideal habitat for tuna. The waters off Japan, Hawaii, the Mediterranean and the Caribbean are the most popular tuna fishing grounds. Tuna is one of the most commercially valuable fish species. Tuna meat, especially the belly, toro, is considered a delicacy in Japanese cuisine and sushi restaurants around the world. In addition, tuna is also widely used in the food processing industry, from canning to pre-processing for restaurants and supermarkets. The tuna fish Fishing and processing industry plays an important role in the economies of many countries, creating jobs for millions of people and contributing greatly to the GDP of coastal countries. However, overfishing and climate change are posing many challenges to this industry. Tuna fishing is an activity that requires high technology and careful preparation. From choosing equipment, fishing methods, to handling tuna after catching, all play an important role in ensuring the quality of the final product. The preparation process is the first and very important step to ensure a successful fishing trip. Preparation includes choosing equipment, choosing fishing locations, and understanding the fishing season. To catch tuna, boats need to be fully equipped and modern. The vessel must be large enough to carry large quantities of tuna and strong enough to operate in open sea conditions. Tuna fishing vessels are often equipped with refrigeration systems to preserve the fish immediately after catching. Purse nets are the most common type of net used in tuna fishing. Purse nets are specially designed to encircle a school of fish and keep them safely within the net. The net can be remotely controlled to retract once the fish are caught. Tuna fishing rods must be strong and durable enough to withstand the force of the giant tuna. Rods are often made from materials such as carbon or graphite to ensure durability and lightness. Tuna fishing locations are often chosen based on the experience of the fishermen and data collected from modern equipment. Places with strong ocean currents, warm water temperatures and the presence of small fish are ideal environments for tuna. The fishing season for tuna depends on the type of fish and the specific sea area. For example, in the North Atlantic, the bluefin tuna fishing season typically runs from June to November, when the fish migrate from southern waters to the north to spawn. Meanwhile, yellowfin tuna are typically caught year-round in the Pacific. With peak catches from April to October, there are many different methods for catching tuna, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. Here are some of the most common methods. Pay seining is the most common method for catching tuna, especially in large-scale operations. This method uses a large net to encircle a school of tuna, then pulls the net back to capture the fish. This method has the advantage of catching a large number of tuna in one trawl, but also has the disadvantage of catching unwanted fish, which can have a negative impact on the ecosystem. Longline fishing is a method of fishing for tuna that uses a long line with multiple hooks attached along the line. Each hook is attached to a bait, usually a small fish or squid. This method is often used to catch high-value tuna species such as bluefin tuna. Longline fishing allows tuna to be caught at a variety of depths. Cod is one of the most commercially valuable fish species, widely exploited in cold seas such as the North Atlantic and North Pacific. Cod fishing not only requires high technology but also requires a deep understanding of the marine environment and the behavior of this fish. Cod fishing has existed for many generations, and now, with the development of technology, cod fishing methods have become more efficient and safer. Before starting a cod fishing trip, fishermen need to prepare carefully. This includes checking and maintaining the boat, preparing nets and other equipment, as well as studying the weather conditions and cod situation in the intended fishing area. The large nets used for cod fishing are usually purse seines or bottom trawls, depending on the specific conditions of each sea area. A purse seine is a net that is pulled horizontally across the water, encircling the fish from all sides, while a bottom trawl is a net that is pulled along the seabed, harvesting fish that live near the bottom. Cod fishing begins with locating the fish. Fishermen often use electronic devices such as radar and sonar to detect the fish under the sea. Once the location is determined, the fisherman will drop the net and begin the fishing process. Large nets are usually dropped from the boat and towed behind the moving boat. This technique requires careful coordination between the crew to ensure that the net is dropped properly and does not become tangled. Once the fish are surrounded by the net, the boat will stop and begin the process of collecting the net, pulling the fish onto the boat. The process of collecting the net requires high technique and care to ensure that the net is not damaged or injured. The fish after being pulled up will be sorted and processed right on the boat. Modern cod fishing vessels are often equipped with onboard fish preservation equipment, which helps maintain the quality of the fish until they return to shore. Cod fishing requires not only skill and experience, but also courage and perseverance. The North Atlantic and North Pacific are known for their harsh weather, with strong storms, large waves, and low temperatures. Fishermen often face dangers such as capsizing, being swept away, or getting caught in nets. In addition, cod fishing also faces challenges from protecting the marine environment. To maintain sustainable fish stocks, fishermen must comply with regulations on net size, fishing areas, and fishing seasons set by management agencies. This requires fishermen to have a good understanding of the law and be aware of protecting the marine environment. Cod fishing with large nets is an important traditional occupation, requiring a combination of experience, techniques, and technology. Despite its challenges and dangers, cod fishing has been a passion for many fishermen for generations. With the development of technology and environmental awareness, cod fishing is becoming safer and more sustainable. Cod fishing has a long history, especially in the waters of Northern Europe and North America. The Vikings are considered the first to exploit cod resources in the North Atlantic in the 9th century. Cod was considered an important food source due to its high protein content and long shelf life after being dried or salted. During this period, cod became a major export for coastal countries such as Norway, Iceland and Greenland. In the 15th and 16th centuries, cod fishing grew even stronger as European countries expanded their trade and maritime activities. The British, French, Portuguese and Spanish joined the race to exploit the abundant cod resources in the waters of Newfoundland, eastern Canada. This was also the period when large net cod fishing methods began to be developed and perfected. During the 19th and 20th centuries, with the advent of industrial fishing vessels and new technologies such as trawlers and refrigeration systems, cod fishing transformed from a traditional artisanal activity into a major industry. However, this development also led to overfishing. and a serious decline in cod stocks, especially in the North Atlantic. Today, cod fishing uses a variety of modern vessels and equipment to optimize the catching and preservation of fish. Some types of trawlers, these are the most common type of vessels used in cod fishing. Trawlers are equipped with large trawl nets that can harvest fish from the seabed or deep water. Trawlers are often equipped with radar, sonar, and GPS systems to accurately locate schools of fish. Seiners are primarily used to catch cod in shallower water. They cast a net around a school of fish, then pull the net back to catch the fish. Some modern purse seiners are equipped with automatic net collectors. And refrigeration systems to preserve fish immediately after harvest. These are large vessels equipped with onboard fish preservation and processing systems. Refrigerated storage vessels can keep fish fresh for a long time or process them into products such as dried fish, salted fish right at sea, helping to minimize loss and maintain product quality. This type of net is designed to drag along the seabed and harvest cod and other bottom-dwelling fish. Bottom trawls need to be regularly inspected and maintained to ensure that they are not torn or damaged during use. Purse nets are used to catch large schools of cod moving in mid-water layers. The net is designed to surround the school from all sides and gradually narrow so that the fish cannot escape. These are devices that help fishermen collect the net quickly and effectively, minimizing labor and processing time. The automatic net collector is controlled from the ship's cockpit, providing good control over the net collection and fish preservation process. Modern cod fishing vessels are often equipped with refrigeration systems to preserve fish immediately after harvest. This helps maintain the quality of the fish, prevents bacterial growth and prolongs its shelf life. The stories of the lives and work of cod fishermen are an important part of understanding the profession. Many fishermen have been involved in cod fishing since they were young and consider it a traditional job that has been passed down from generation to generation. John, a Norwegian fisherman, has been fishing for cod for over 40 years. He said that every sea voyage is full of challenges, from facing big storms to fluctuating fish stocks. However, he always feels proud to contribute to providing food for the community and preserving the traditions of his ancestors. A group of fishermen from Iceland experienced a particularly harsh sea voyage in the winter